Hey everybody! Yeah, exactly. We've blown out our eardrums.
It's so loud.
It's so loud.
What was that?
Do we have a prep for bleeding eardrums?
Oh man,
is there something?
Yeah, let me get my first aid kit really quick.
Exactly. It's CanadianPreparedness.com. Do they sell eardrum
protection kits? Yeah. Oh man, that was.
Oh my goodness. One of these weeks, after I've said this now for, I think we're on episode 12. Welcome to
have like soft piano music or something really, really romantic or something that
something just exactly, just very relaxing, soothing or something. I think we could work on that. Welcome to Prep Talk Live. Yep. I'm Casey with Cascadia Dispatch. We're not on Cascadia Dispatch. We're doing it. By the way, YouTube algorithm. I just went in to check on the thing, and it recommends your version of the stream above my version of the stream.
Oh, what's happening
to me? I don't understand this.
You're shadow banned because you're too controversial for some of the Legos.
The deal. We're very lucky to have you. With me as always is the urban prepper.
Hello.
Cliff. What's up, Tup? How are you doing? How was your week? How are things?
It's doing pretty good. It's busy work week and stuff. Actually, this week's flying by, but all in all going pretty good.
That's
I have a nice shirt that I'm wearing today. I don't know if
you must know a guy.
Yeah,
you have an excellent taste in apparel.
Adjacent.
Yeah. That is fantastic.
Although it's like I'm like really tall, so like I'm 6'4", so it's kind of like an extra medium shirt for me, but
it's a medium.
Yeah, it's yeah. So I might go crop top on it on occasion, but it's okay.
Well, the next one I'll send you. We'll size up a little bit.
Extra long, yeah. But I like representing so when I can. So
I appreciate that.
I don't know if we want to go.
I have my Preppers Guild pin right here. I should put that. Yeah, I could put that on because that's for anyone who doesn't know. The Urban Prepper has a Discord server called the Preppers Guild, and it's a great community. I think there's over 1,000 people on it. Because as you know, Tup is kind of a big deal. He's got his thing, but he sent me this wonderful pin. I can't see
for your tie, for your prepper ties.
Yeah, exactly. It's fantastic. So it sits on my desk to remind me that I'm a member of the Preppers Guild.
You gotta get the tattoo next. That's the next step in the tier system.
Hold on, you got a sweatshirt. Come on, we're not permanently scarring.
Maybe temporary tattoos would be kind of cool.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the deal. You get the Cascadia Dispatch logo on your arm, and we'll talk about. I'll put the Tup face on my arm or something. We'll do that.
I think there should be like a prepper adjacent, like a stamp that we could go, tagging things if we can. So.
To anyone in the police community,
we don't. That was just a joke.
Exactly. We do not advocate for graffiti and random vandalism. What people do on their own is fine, but we're not advocating for that. No.
I see some friendly faces in the chat.
Exactly. And I've got I'm letting everyone know my setup is a little off tonight, so I'm going to be looking a little more to the left than normal. We'll have this fixed next week, but I only have the chat screen on over here. I don't have it normally over here where I have it. So if I'm looking away, it's not because I don't care about you. It's because I need to see all of you talking. We've got lots of people. We've got our wonderful Russian trolls are in the building. We have again completely made it happen.
I don't know how we do it on a week-to-week basis.
It's what we're on the radar. We're on the radar, and that's what happens. Jay, welcome from Montana. We have some relatives that live out in Montana. Have you been to Montana, Cliff?
Yeah, it's I don't want to say anything.
Prepper Haven.
Well, it's Western Montana is really cool, and I like Missoula, and I've been to Big Sky, and there's some other places in there. But man, part of Eastern Montana, it's just like it's the same. Like you could drive through it for a whole day, and it's the same thing the whole time. But I did a road trip one time over to Chicago, and we dropped off at Mount Rushmore and everything. But I might be going back this summer, and I was hoping to link up with with Magic Prepper. If I'm in his neck of the woods, that'd be a lot of fun.
That would be fantastic. I've gone to Montana twice for family functions. There's a family ranch out there and homestead and whatever.
Yeah,
It used to be family thing. I don't know. It's all mixed up, and I don't know what part is what anymore because it's my in-laws. It's not my family.
yeah.
But yeah, so we've been out there. I have some
Western Montana is just awesome. It's really cool over there. But the eastern part is it's like I'm in Breaking Bad or something like that.
Yeah.
Sort of. It's just a lot of open land there. So
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of open. It's a big sky country.
yeah,
I will say that there was one night we were out at a local watering hole, a local establishment, and I was almost the victim of a hate crime, which I will tell you about. It's kind of a funny story in retrospect, and then when you actually figure out the details, you're like, oh wow, that actually almost was a thing.
sometimes we go dark on this.
Yeah, exactly. We go dark. We start
sometimes.
friendly. We go dark, and then
I have a Montana story too, but we'll go you.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it's one of those funny things, and I think for everyone who gets onto my channel and talks about the Fisher Price of prepping and the my questions my legitimacy as a prepper.
Yeah,
if you could imagine 6 or 8 or 10 years ago, me in Montana, it was quite obvious that people were going to say things and talk. So so that was but the other experience I've had in Montana has been lovely.
Yeah, we were driving to Big Sky, Montana one time, and we were doing a big long road trip, and we were kind of tired at the time, and we get to this road, and they have it might be dark again. I'm bringing it dark, but we're driving, we're a little man tired, and then we notice there's all these crosses on this one road there. I don't know what the road is named, but and we just kind of noticed, there's a cross, there's a cross, there's a cross, and it was all like where people like had fallen asleep and like had like they died there. And we counted like 100 of them. Like we that started to be our thing, and then it woke us up so much. We were wide awake because we knew that hey, this road's no joke, and it was really it's definitely a wake up call for us. It was really sad to see all those, but it got the message across for me. So I'm glad they did it. So
what I enjoy about I think our thing used to my thing used to be come for the Legos, stay for the preps. I feel like Prep Talk Live is now come for the prep, stay for the depression.
Yes, stay for some downer stories. I think every week now for the past.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we are. We need to work on spacing out our downer stories.
Yeah, let's say that.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, it is what it is. We're preppers, so we do what we can.
Yeah.
So we got hi from Montana. I saw hi from Georgia.
Nice.
Over here. Yes, Northwest Montana is gorgeous.
It is.
The land is great. Most of the people are great.
Not 10 years ago though, but the current ones, or is that
it was there are 2 stories that happened in that same exact night. And one involved there was literally a guy who walked into the bar, and there was a couple sitting at the bar. We're there with family, we're eating dinner or whatever. The guy literally walks in the bar. There's maybe 20 people, and our group is maybe 16. Walks in the bar, sees these two people sitting at the table. There's a guy and a girl. Literally punches the guy in the face, turns around and walks out of the bar as if nothing had happened.
Wow.
And we're like, what is going on? So the police were called, and they asked, what was going on. And the guy, as his nose is broken and everything, is like, that's okay. I'll go find him later. I was like, I'm no longer in Portland anymore. This is a different spot. So we're watching from Iowa. We've got all kinds of people. We got people coming from Kentucky, people that want to go. Yeah, Freedom of the Hills. You looked at Montana, Kentucky. I think maybe a slightly better choice.
Yeah, formerly Mama Bear Preparedness, now Freedom in the Hills. There's been a rebranding operation that's happened. So subscribe to.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. I was like, Freedom of the Hills looks familiar to me, and then I'm glad you remember it because it's Mama Bear.
Mama Bear,
or the prepper formerly known as Mama Bear.
Yeah, kind of like Prince. It's like
yeah.
That's what happens.
Yes, Pony Girl. I got some stories. I may look just like the person who does not have. I got a few. I've got some. As I told my wife on one of our first dates. I have some street cred. It's what I do. And she laughed at me and my plaid shirt, and it was over. So let's see. Yeah, Mama Bear, the rebrand is so hard to get used to. It is, but we're glad you're here. We're excited. So let's talk
if I had
about
a rebrand, I wouldn't know what to do. I don't. What
just
would my rebrand be?
Cliff the prep guy.
Yeah. that one nerd.
not your father's PDFs.
Yeah.
I think we could go with, or something like that.
Cool.
So let's talk about things we did this week that were prepping related. Was there anything prepping related that you were up to this week?
I think I've given the same update that I did last time, but I'm making improvements. So we're our pantry. We have our COVID pantry that we made, and it's becoming more and more of a permanent operation now. And I told last week how I got the color code system down. I'm working on the video for that actually. Maybe this weekend. We'll see. But now after I got the color coding down, I'm like, oh, I need some better labeling here, and I need some better discreteness of it. So I've been improving like my labeling system of the wire, because it's on wire racks, and we're actually my wife and I were actually working on making this more of a permanent fixture. So we're working on a possible summer project to get this like real cabinets for a real COVID pantry that's organized.
Oh,
wow. It still has the color coordination it's kind of almost like our little mini grocery store. And until that day happens, now I have some white blackout curtains. So because it's like in the breakfast nook is what it's technically called, but I don't want to have to see those all the time. My wife doesn't want to see them all the time. So now I have some white blackout curtains that'll also help from sun protection, because there are some windows next door to it. So again, it's constant improvements to the prepping pantry. And then with all the stuff going on, like international news and stuff, I did a couple top off sessions at Costco and at local grocery stores. And so it's fully locked and loaded now. So it's fantastic. Again, it's been pantry week for me.
Do you have tiny shopping carts in your tiny grocery store?
No, we have one downstairs that used to be my daughter's, but no, it's not there. So
I feel like it needs to move. I feel like it needs to move. I was thinking we have one for my daughters, or our kids used to have it, and they're growing out of it. And I was like, I'll send it to you, and then you can.
We had to get one because the grocery stores have them, but then if some other kid has it, then it becomes a huge meltdown for your kid. And so then we just bought our own, and we would always have it lit, and that solved that. But
is that like the equivalent of bringing your own grocery bag to the?
Yeah, it's like bringing your own grocery bag. Yeah.
But you're like, no, I got my own cart. It's fine. It actually, we don't even need the grocery store. I have it here in my house.
Yeah, that's next level for adults. If you bring your own cart with you, that's like tricked out with it's like in camo and stuff, and it has like shots on it and a lighting system and maybe like a air horn and some pepper spray. Like I should trick it out with prepper cart. I think that'd be awesome.
So I have two thoughts on that. One is I'm concerned that you would have pepper spray and a camo cart in like a Safeway. Like, what is going to happen?
Could you imagine if someone brought a custom grocery cart with them that is collapsible, and they brought it out and it's all tricked out?
I love the idea. I just don't know. Like the fact that your head immediately went to camo and air, like pepper. Like, is there a lot of rioting happening in the avocado line?
Yeah, I'm not thinking prepper, Jason. I'm thinking full prepper on this one. So
yeah, but I was thinking at one point about the idea of some sort of a shopping cart. If you needed to walk, like if we needed to walk for a bug out or something, what could you do? And we had like the running stroller, and it had an attachment that you could use almost like a shopping cart. And so we actually kept it for way longer than we needed it, because I was like, if we ever need it, we could use it as a thing.
Yeah, we kept ours too. Ours was called the Bob stroller. So
we had a Bob.
Yeah, we had a Bob, and it was like, oh, this is perfect because I'd rather push my bug out bag in the Bob stroller than carry it, because
the bug out buggy. That's what we would call it. But I like the idea of having, like, we have a collapsible wagon now. That we have one of those sort of thing. But I've often thought about the idea of doing some sort of a cart, kind of like your bike idea, but doing exactly like Amsterdam one with the bucket in the front of it. Yes. Or something like that. Yeah. I think we could do.
We should probably look into this more, and I think we could probably talk
the prepper. The bug out buggy. I like that. Yeah, let's make some calls.
Bug out cart.
If anyone has has a hookup at a grocery store or a cart manufacturer, we would like to apply some mace, some camo. You know, we could do like the thermo dipping or whatever, hydro dipping or whatever.
Well, like when you go out to the parking lot, sometimes it's like nowadays I'm always looking over my shoulder so maybe those things would come in handy then or maybe you could even have some. I don't know how we got to this topic, but maybe you could have some kind of a prepper attachment that goes on a standard cart but gives you some capabilities that you would want to have in the grocery store.
I like that idea. Also, have you seen our streams? The idea that we would be on like, we have a real rough agenda at the
you
bottom.
gave me an agenda, and that we went off script already. So. Where's my agenda?
I send the script at like 4 a.m. So it's, you know, hey, it's a rough idea in a hazy time of the day.
Yeah, and my wife's like, who is that? And I'm
yeah,
like, no,
exactly.
It's Casey. He gave me the agenda.
It's Jake from State Farm.
Yeah.
So I will say, actually, this week we did like normally, like it's paperwork, and there was some paperwork stuff that I actually got done this week. But our thing that we kind of worked on this week, we have kind of kicked off the idea of doing solar on our house this week. So we've kind of been flirting with the idea over the last, I don't know, 8 or so years. 8 to 10 years. Every once in a while we'd be like, so what does it look like? What is it? And every year there's a reason that we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. And this year we were looking at it, and we think we're kind of going to be due for a new roof anyway. So it was like, okay, well, if we're redoing the roof, then that would be the time to put the panels on to get the full life of the panels, as opposed to putting them on and having to take them off and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's been an interesting adventure having different companies come out and give us different configurations and all of that, and what the batteries might look like. I don't think we're going to start with batteries because they're really expensive. But just having the idea that then we would have solar for kind of our day-to-day electricity, although it's tied in, you know, it's tied into the grid. So we're just offsetting.
Yeah.
But, you know, locking in some of those payments, especially as Oregon goes to more green energy and the prices increase. I think everyone's been talking about inflation for the last, you know, 18 months, and inflation is all over the place now. That thinking about that going forward is kind of a longer term prep idea, which gets us to the topic we're going to get to in a minute, but we'll circle back on that one. So have you thought about going solar?
We've thought about it. Yep, it's expensive. But
yes,
I have some friends that have done it, and like it's you're like part of the system, part of the grid, and like from my understanding, like if the power goes down, I'm not sure if you run your house with the solar, like unless you do it like a custom job, right? Is that
so? Yeah, so it ties in and it basically offsets the power.
Yeah, it's like it offsets during normal time. But I want my solar for SHTF.
Yeah,
solar. That's what I want it for.
So you know, I'm not giving any recommendations or anything, and from what I know, you know, it's supposed to go into the thing. From what I have heard from certain people is that, you know, once it's installed, if, you know, you had somebody who put in a transfer switch or something like that, that there might be some aftermarket things that you could potentially do for an actual big emergency. You know, for us, we also have the natural gas generator. So if the power goes out, we would have that. The issue would be if there was like an earthquake and the gas line broke, then we would be in deep trouble. So, you know, we've looked at, you know, at some point here, possibly adding a couple of batteries to the system, because those could be fed off of it. And so we could kind of charge that and do it that way. So that's one of the things. It's I know like off grid, but it's
Engineer 775 on YouTube has some cool setups for off grid type solar, which might be, but eventually I'd like to do it. I need to make some more cheese. So
yeah, exactly. I was actually surprised by the ones that came in, because normally it's either like a lease or it's a big upfront cost, and so we've never done it that way. But the ones that have come by recently, it's you own the stuff, and it's more of a, you know, if you finance it, it's more of like what your electric bill is now, but for like 25 years or something.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as much upfront. So then it was like, okay, well, maybe there's something to look at in this one.
Right.
But yeah, it's still really
a productive week, it sounds like, for you.
Yeah, exactly. It was a big productive prepper week as we looked at putting 15 kilowatts or whatever of 1,000 kilowatts or whatever on our roof.
I see in the chat room they're talking about like Spam and Vienna sausages and smoked things and stuff is tasty. I see a lot of. And,
oh, really? What happened?
I'm not sure.
You
Like,
said
we're
Spam,
talking about solar, and I see all this like Vienna sausage, Spam, smoked meats. I don't know. So it's a.
Can I tell you how much I love our chat and our?
Yeah, I see.
Our
Welcome
community?
Kim from Northern Nevada. I think Kim's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. So first off, people talking about the armored shopping cart.
Yeah.
Love that idea.
I like it.
That's a whole thing. People talking about Kaylin was talking about she doesn't have a prep a pantry, so she puts her preps all over the apartment.
Yeah, we used to do that more too. Yeah.
Great idea. We have a little bit of a pantry, but we still put our preps all over our house just in case like one wall were to collapse, God forbid, then we'd have something at the other wall.
That's one thing that my pantry is not set up right now. It's not earthquake proof, so I need to. After I get my color coordination and labeling and all that's down, then it's earthquake proof time for it. So because
exactly,
we try to put like the glass jars on the lower shelves so they don't fall too far. So
let's see. So there's let's see. Mama Bear, I found some secret love of barbecue Vienna sausages and of course my go-to Spam.
Yeah.
So someone catch us up. What kicked this off?
I just see like it seems to be a common thing with prepper chat, like live streams and chat rooms. Once they start talking about Spam and Vienna sausages, it goes for a while. So
oh my goodness, this is fantastic. Yeah. Mama Bear's got all kinds of stuff. 6-pack at Walmart for $3.25. This is great.
There's a great I think like having Spam is like a great like SHTF type like making like the fried rice with Spam. There's some really cool recipes for it that like I think everyone should have some Spam in their preps. So.
Exactly. I need to get some Spam. I maybe have to go to when we go to Costco this weekend. I make it.
Yeah, just my wife hates it, but my kids love like those little Vienna sausages. I don't know if they're healthy for you, but they love those things.
Oh my goodness! All right, shall we do show and tell? Are you ready for show and tell?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm ready.
All right. Did you go to your? I have like a little drawer of like random prep things, and I went to that today because I
was I was in meetings all day today, and so then I'm like, all right, where's my show and tell item? So the thing that I was going to show, like oftentimes in the preparedness community, they're like, especially when I make my Altoids kits, I think, where's your lockpick set? Like you need to do some lockpick in like a Dexter Morgan or something. And I don't. I have some other things to get into rooms, but
you have a plasma torch that you
yeah, kind of. I don't share everything on YouTube, but one thing that I was concerned about was I don't know how it's probably not legal, but in a real emergency situation, if water was a problem, I was thinking like that I need to have a key for like a fire hydrant key. So I have a fire hydrant key to show. I don't know if you have one of these in your preps.
Good.
Technically, yeah, you get approval. Like because I use it for gravestone cleaning, so I have to go through the city water, and I say, hey, I'm doing a gravestone cleaning event on this day, and there's a fire hydrant. We need fire, and so we have to go through all this kind of thing. But let's say if it's like a grid down type scenario, like this is how the tool that you would use if you had to access water in a real emergency, and then you could also connect it to there's like a little spout that you could have. So now you have your water access. For that within like the block, let's say that your whole for whatever reason that was needed, but you definitely should follow city guidelines and work with the fire department on normal times. That's what I do for gravestone cleaning. So
absolutely, I was going to say you have the best show and tells.
Yeah,
like I would not have expected.
Super heavy though.
Not only do you have the fire extinguisher tool, but you have the adapter to make it work for a garden hose. Like
exactly.
Yeah. I should.
Well, I use it for gravestone cleaning. So like yeah. Sometimes we clean some gravestones that are way off and there's no water access. We don't want to lug like 100 gallons of water there. So we work with the city on that and then so get the permission and all the right things for that. And then we have the hose with that and we can fill up the 5-gallon buckets with that. And that's what you need to have. But and so it's part of my tools preps that I have in the garage. And I was just kind of thinking about it the other day and I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of a cool show and tell item because I don't think a lot of people have this.
Freedom of the Hills is correct. This is just the urban preppers world, and we just are lucky to be part of it.
Oftentimes, because I'm by myself a lot, like I'm in the car or something, I'm thinking, well, what would I do? How would I get into like if I needed to? Well, then I do some research, and that's how a lot of these projects happen. So
Cliff, that's when you're supposed to pull up TikTok. Like we're not
That's
gonna.
true.
Come
And
on.
it'd be a great. I mean, this thing would really hurt. It would mess someone up. So if you had to fight off it's a zombie weapon too. I think so.
It's
It's
a
a zombie
zombie
apocalypse. Yeah. You want to have a fire hydrant tool. Again,
that is
yeah.
now.
Don't do it
Do you
during
get that
normal
on
times.
Amazon? Do you where do you
Amazon,
find? You get everything on Amazon.
Yeah.
Well,
I have all these Amazon wish lists. So like I have like my gravestone wish list and the EDC wish list and bug out bag and all those things.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Robert, absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes. It's an amazing Tup is an amazing guy. He does amazing things.
I find it relaxing, and I think it's good for the community. Like, and it helps keep these things. They go back. They don't last forever. Like because like they're real porous, those kind of rocks, and so like the little things get inside of it. They grow, and then all of a sudden they just crumble. These things, and so if you could keep them clean, then they'll last for another couple centuries. So that's the
yeah. You could definitely do some exercises with that.
Yeah, you could do some curls.
Yeah. That seems like something you would like if you were gonna make like a video about like jail yard workouts or something or whatever. Like
splint, you could use it as
iron.
It's just, yeah. You use it with like a Sam splint wrap. You could do that.
A
back scratcher.
Such. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's a
Such.
YouTube. Yeah, Such.
Sensible prepper.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, he has a channel name, but it's part of another group or whatever. But he had done some videos on like 10 things to do with a plastic bag and like
that's a good video.
15 things to do with like a water bottle or whatever. And I was like, I feel like you need to do 5 things you could do with the fire hydrant opener tool. Like it's the splint, it's a shake weight, it's all of the things.
Well, those videos he does are pretty popular. Maybe I should look at doing that. So
exactly. That's what this whole shorts and live stream game, forget that. You go right into top 5 fire hydrant tools, and I think we're in business. So my thing is not nearly as cool as your thing was.
Okay.
I was like, because like I think we were both in the same situation today. I was like, okay, show and tell.
Last time you brought a marker, I think last time.
Yeah, I did. You know what? I brought miniature markers in multiple colors.
Yep.
And I brought ones that wrote on black metal things.
Those are awesome.
Innovation.
Yeah,
innovation.
We should have those. Yeah, for your tools.
And you know what it was? It was not a bougie prep. That was a budget prep.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes I bring bougie preps too, and so that's a whole thing. So today this is the Streamlight Nano.
Yeah.
So this is the I was talking about flashlights on my keychain the other day, either last week or the week before. So this is the one that I use mostly. I switched it out for one from Nebo. It's bulkier. This is super thin and small, and it has great light projection. It's not super bright, it won't blind you. But at night it's great. Even during dusk you can use it to pretty well see. It's only 10 lumens, so it's not this huge massive torch thing, but it will definitely help you see where you're going. And you will notice it's still wrapped in the plastic, and it's because I have probably 10 or 15 of these and I just put them all over the place. And so I have them in all the bug out bags. I have them on keychains, but I also put them on the zip ties, or not the zip ties, the zippers of our medical kits. So I have a couple of.
I thought you were gonna say your pants. I was like, oh man, this one's.
Look, Prepper Bulge. Okay.
Where's this going?
You wanted romantic music at the beginning, and now we're talking about my pants again. Okay.
That'd be a funny video.
Tell me about your Valentine's Day. How was your Valentine's Day?
Happy Valentine's Day. Here's my Streamlight Nano.
I'm really confident that no one in their EDC on Valentine's Day should have the word nano involved. I just don't think that works.
Oh, man.
And our view count is either going to go to 12 or to 12,000. I don't know, but it's going somewhere. So anyway,
okay, so,
the iHeart Tup community fandom or whatever. So on our medical kits, I have little duffel bags that are like, I would consider those to be as close to like a trauma kit or a main primary medical kit that we have. I have little medical pouches that we have in bags and in cars and stuff like that But then I have a couple of duffel bags that I have a bunch of extra stuff in, splints and suture kits and the stapler, the skin stapler thing that you had. I've got one of those and all that sort of stuff. So all of that goes in there. And then on the zippers of the bag, I have the little nano flashlights. Nice. So in case it's at night or something, you've got the flashlight, and if someone was injured, you can actually see, and you don't have to try to fumble around and try to find a larger flashlight or anything like that. So anyway, that's mine, and they're not super expensive. I think they're under $10.
Yeah,
I think you get them like two for 10.
That's under 10 item.
I think
they're awesome. I have one that I bought like 12 or 13 years ago. It still works just really great.
Is it still on the pants that you were wearing when you bought it?
It's on my sexy pants. Yeah, I think it's probably on the same batteries too. But
all I'm imagining now is your fanny pack dance things and the light creating a disco ball effect in the room. Yes. And Mama, Mrs. Prepper, just being like, so
she's not impressed with any of this stuff.
It's one or the other. There's a fine line there.
Yeah, she's not impressed. I see some Valentine's Day things. Did you do anything for Valentine's?
We did not do much. I'm trying to remember what we did for Valentine's Day. We had
was that yesterday? The day before?
It was Monday, and we had Super Bowl on Sunday, and then we had a bunch of kid activities in the evening, classes and lessons and stuff. So I was in meetings all day. Yeah. My wife was running around doing stuff all day. Came home, kids were everywhere, and then I go to bed at 8:00 now because I'm a crazy person and I get up before. So I can text Tup before anyone else does to let him know that I have a script for his pants.
Yes. That wasn't in the script this morning.
It was not. It was that was in the private. I was gonna slide that into your DMs later. Yeah. So we didn't do a whole lot. We actually I'm trying to even think what we did like dinner wise. I don't even think we did anything super crazy for dinner. It was a very low key. We did some little gifts for the kids. My parents stopped by and dropped off some little gifts and things, but it was a very low key sort of a. How about you? How was your Valentine?
I mean, the kids do Valentine's at school and stuff, but we typically don't do like for grown up stuff because, we don't want to go out to like restaurants and have like overpriced like Valentine's special dinner type thing, some 7-course thing that they've never done before. Like it's like their first time doing it. We're just not happy with it. So I got my wife a Valentine's Day gift, but she usually gets it like 4 days after. So so we don't really celebrate it on the day of because everything's overpriced and sucks.
Yeah. So actually, so we did. We're replacing the door in our bedroom that goes onto our deck. So my wife has always wanted a screen door. So one of her Valentine's Day presents was a screen door to go with the actual door that we have to replace anyway. Because when you're married, things happen like that. It's like, oh, jewelry. How about a door? How about a door? And then Lego came out with a globe, and my wife loves and collects globes. And so, of course, that had to happen. So She got a globe and she got a door. One year, I think she got a garbage can because she wanted like a fancy garbage can. And I was like, you can have do you want the garbage can or do you want a mirror? Like, what do you want?
They all sound super romantic, though. That's
I am nothing if not very suave. That's why I don't have a flashlight on my pants. Yeah. Nobody's looking. It's just not a thing. Nobody's lost. Oh my goodness. Okay. I feel like we have gone.
We've got off the rails. I know that we're to prep or not to prep now.
We need like a little sign. Pony Girl can maybe be that. It's like the off the rails alert. Like we aren't gonna pay attention, but like just
Pony Girl is odd, and she should be. Yeah, we need Pony Girl to keep us on track. So
yeah, exactly. So to prep or not to prep. So with the solar thing going on, I was like, there are lots of times that we have kind of small prep projects that we want to work on, maybe take a couple of weeks or something, or lower budget. And then I think as preppers we have, or non-preppers, if you watch Cascadia Dispatch, we have projects that are bigger and are going to take more time. For example, buying land out of the city or off grid or doing something like that, or, putting solar panels on your house or something, things that are a much bigger investment of time, of money, of lifestyle change. And what are some of those things maybe that you and I have been thinking about? And as we can't get them right away, how do we think about kind of doing things in the meantime to keep moving the idea forward?
Yeah, I think for like a lot of those like big time purchase stuff, like an off-site location or a future bug out location type thing. Those ones take a lot of family planning. I think what you have to do is you have to. We've always thought about that. We're still trying to get used to being house owners right now because we rented for a long time. But I as far as do I have any plans right now for those kind of things? Not this year. Our big plan is just like to improve our outdoor gardening setups and have like okay, let's go the real deal on some of these cedar barriers and stuff for the deer and rabbits and stuff. But I think when it comes to like trying to figure out like an off-site location that you have a cabin in or just property, like trying to treat it, make it family oriented, don't have it for specific for prepping, even though that might be the ulterior motive that you have. But I try to have with a lot of stuff that I do, I try to like have it be family first with a secondary use case of being a prepper type thing. So, like going on, like when I go on Cub Scout trips or Boy Scout trips, like, yeah, that's good, but we're also learning some prepper type stuff. And I think you have to kind of do the same thing for like purchasing any kind of land and stuff like that. So, try to treat it as, hey, I like to go on. We want to go camping every summer, and this is the month, and this is the week that we're going to do it. And it'd be nice to have our own little place that we could always go to. And then over time, you start working on, okay, now we're going to have a well over there. We're going to have permanent structures, and then next thing you know, then you have your homesteading bug out location or the place that you go to for the summer. So
Rancho de Tup.
Yes. Yeah, so I think that would be ideal. We're still trying to do some more smaller scale stuff on our end in our home. Right now.
Well, I think things like that. I mean, I don't think anyone thinks about, oh, we're gonna go buy some land and do it tomorrow. I think that yeah. we've talked about moving to Bend for almost 15 years, and it's
Ben's
kind of
awesome.
like, okay, like that would be a great place to go. We'd love it. It would be a good vacation thing, but we could also go camp. We always go camping there every year.
I'm going to be there this summer if you're going to be on there. So.
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll make it work or something. Yeah, we'll talk about that offline. Okay. We're not gonna. We don't reveal our location.
Yeah, send me a 5 a.m. text. Or
exactly. By the way, if you want to still go see Tup, his home address is. Yeah. So I think, but we've kind of done things like, every so often we'll just keep an eye on like what the real estate prices are out there, just so we have an idea of like as we're saving, like what the goal needs to kind of continually be. We think about like the skills that we would want to do that. So like the gardening, if we're out there and we want to like have an orchard or we want to have a garden or whatever, like we can do some of that on a small scale at our house now in our backyard or front yard or whatever. And then, translate that skill when we were to get that. So it's kind of like, even though we aren't there yet, we're kind of doing things to get ready so that when we do have the finances and it makes sense to do that, we're not starting from zero. It's not like we got the money, we bought the land and we had no idea what to do with it. It's more of like, okay, we're thinking about what the systems are and what the plans would be and all that sort of stuff. And then as soon as we have the finances for it, then we could do something like that. It's kind of like with the solar project. It was like, okay, we didn't make sense to do it in a variety of different ways for financing and everything else, but we kept kind of keeping an eye on what the tax rebates were and what the systems were and the outputs and all of that sort of stuff. So then when it kind of made sense from an output system and then the finances worked, then we were ready to go, as opposed to kind of starting flat-footed, I think is where I'm kind of thinking about it.
Awesome.
But yeah. Anyway, so there you go.
I was gonna show that. Yeah, we don't go down to Bend, but we go to Sun River, and I oftentimes like I'm using this cup. This is from an awesome restaurant called Cafe Sintra, which is in Sun River, Oregon. So if you ever see this cup, that's because we go there every summer, and I it's a very nice looking cup too. I think so.
We Sun River is a fantastic place. I grew up going there. Do you go to there's all the bikes trails and all that sort of stuff. But do you go to the bakery in the mall with the flat tire donut? The donut that's like that big?
I might have, but I can't think of a flat tire.
When you go next time, there's a bakery there in the mall. There's only like 2 bakeries in the whole place, but there's like a bakery in the mall, and they have, it's called like a flat tire or a fat tire. and it's just a gigantic glazed donut. And that was a thing every year when we would go there.
That's
We would
awesome.
have to get that. And then you go to the
Oh,
ice cream store.
I know. Yeah, well, is that by the ice cream store?
Yeah, it's like right next to, like, the ice cream store is
It's they're like
over here, and
yeah.
you can see it. It's across the little courtyard.
Yeah, I've probably had it, but maybe it's
Yeah. Yeah, and then the ice cream store, you have to go to the ice cream store.
I see some I don't
All
know. Man, the chat room is just like I don't know where they're at with their
we're talking about real estate.
They're talking about gas prices again on some Vienna sausage. I saw some solar. I saw something about Mailbox.
Major purchase. Yep.
This morning when I woke up, I took the kids over to school. I'm driving and I looked down our road and every single mailbox had been broken into. Like they're all locking secure ones, and so we have a real problem in our neighborhood. So fortunately my box is I want full prepper on it. So it was one of the survivors that didn't make it. They weren't able to get into it. So now I think I have to do a review of this mailbox because every other mailbox was I think broken. So
you absolutely should. Is it like concrete reinforced? Is it like a geodesic dome sort of a thing?
No, like it was expensive. It's probably $200 for the mailbox, but it's I don't know. I guess they can't get into it. We also have because our mailboxes are in like little pods. I guess there's like a multiple, and we used to have a problem with kids or whatever with driving down the street with a baseball bat and hitting the mailboxes and destroying all of them. That used to be a problem. So then this old lady, she's like 95 years old. She got a mailbox, a replacement mailbox, and she filled it with concrete, and its name is Decoy. And so then if someone goes and hits the mailbox, they're going to be hitting concrete with their bat. And this old lady's ruthless.
Oh my God.
But yeah, yeah, it's pretty savage. But now I need to do a review of this secure mailbox because it's a problem, and I'm already working on how to catch these guys because it's happening a lot. So I'm actually I'm creating a bait box, a bait mail. So if they steal it, then we'll at least have some tracking on these people. And then when they go out of the,
are you gonna go like Mark Rober from like?
I'm gonna go Mark Rober. Yeah,
Glitter bomb.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. But it has to be smaller because it has to fit in a mailbox. So.
That seems reasonable. That seems fine.
Anyway,
yeah, we got all kinds of chat stuff.
Yeah, that's might be a video. We'll see.
Okay, so Gary was asking, what's a good solar power system for about $1,500? Are you talking $1,500? Are you talking 1,500 like kilowatts or watts?
That's what I was wondering. I think for $1,500, I guess.
Yeah, $1,500. I think you're looking at probably a couple of panels and some sort of an inverter. It depends on exactly what you want, but panels are $100 or $200 depending on how many watts you want. At $1,500, I think you could probably get a reasonable kind of off-grid system. $1,500. Yeah, I'm trying to think about the panels that we've bought that are smaller. I've got like some foldable 100 watts. I've got some
we have the energy ones. We have a few of those ones. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you could probably get a reasonable, 4 or 5, 800 kilowatt, 800 watt system with a little battery or something to go with it. Probably pretty easily. It's not going to be you're not going to be doing like a roof setup system for $1,500 with someone doing it. If you were doing it yourself, baby, and you bought the pieces and you were just putting it up there to supplement, like you might be able to do that. But the size of a system to probably run your house is probably not going to be $1,500. But that's a good question. Kim also wanted to know the answer to that question. Kim, was that a good? Did we give you a good answer there? Yeah, people are asking about.
Oh, the Jackery 1,500 is that's about $1,600, but that's a big one too. That's a big honker. I have my Jackery. I always keep a Jackery nearby, so it's.
It just you just never know when the mood for a Jackery is gonna.
Yeah, you never know.
Hit you. It's just can you recharge the light on your pants with the Jackery? Like, I don't know how this is going.
Who said that? Caitlin. Oh, okay.
I'm glad that we put on this stream that it is not appropriate for children. That's what it is. You've reached the
This is an
R-rated
adult.
PG-13.
This is an adult stream. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Gary says, medical. He has some medical needs for the. So yeah. So I would say, if you're looking at something like that and you're looking for a battery to charge a device, then I would look at something like a Jackery or an Energy or something like that with a battery that's going to have the output that you need and some good size panels to charge it, and not worry about trying to, do a whole lot more than that. I think you could probably get away with that.
Kaylin, I was just joking on that. You didn't say anything offensive, so
Yeah.
sorry.
Kaylin, you're fired. You're fired. I'm sorry.
We're just joking.
Yeah. All right. This is like as if this could be. Oh, look. Hold on.
Oh, Apex
Prepper is here. We need him to be a mod and to show up more. Like, where
just talk. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm working on this video because I did the fanny pack video, and Apex sent me like all this big blooper reel, and so because I guess there was a lot of bloopers that went on his. The final version was just a very small portion of it. So I'm working on this compilation to have all the best of Apex Prepper bloopers for the fanny pack, and it's pretty good. So.
He sent you what, like 3 hours, like a director's cut?
It's just like I don't know. He was having problems with getting the timing right, and so like I got every single blooper. So
Tup wanted me to send him a video about fanny pack, so I sent him 4 days worth of me with the fanny pack and whatever. Like that was Apex's whole thing. We're cutting it down for the blooper reel.
I always have a fanny pack nearby as well. I have my America one. I have all sorts of stuff like within like arm's reach. I have like a chest seal just in case you need that for nearby.
Is that like if a meeting goes really badly?
Yeah, if it's a bad meeting, various knives, pepper spray,
what?
A light bulb.
Cliff, the bad people on the other end of the meeting can't actually go through the screen at you, right? Like there is a lot, like they're not going to come through the tubes, the inner Google tubes, and come get you. Like
you never know.
Thing.
Yeah, my desk is, because I try to be organized with a lot of the press, but my desk is really unorganized. Like how much random things are on it. A deck of cards just in the package, just in case.
in case you get bored for the meeting and then people get upset with you and you're like, wait a minute, I have knives and pepper spray. I'm going back to my solitaire. You all enjoy your conversation.
Energy shot.
Lord.
Sorry. I'll quit grabbing stuff off the desk.
Maybe next week we need to have what's the most random prepper object that we have. Like maybe that should be like our show and tell.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it's just Cliff emptying his pockets with energy shots and hydrant wrenches and whatever. Strobe lights. All right, let's see if there are any. We're kind of answering questions as we went. I think that we answered
I think we did pretty good. It's pretty active. The chat room was just like, man, they had their own thing going the whole time.
It was on fire. I love everything about it. Can you bug out so your neighbors don't even notice that you're missing? That is an interesting question.
Yeah, that is.
I guess I guess if you bug out, do you care that your neighbors don't know that would know that you're missing? Like, I think if you're leaving and you're not planning on coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, I think if you did it at night, my neighbors, it's like lights out at 11. Like, there's not a lot going on. Although we have our like 90-year-old old lady that's like the eyes and ears of the neighborhood. She knows everything that's going on. So we might not be able to sneak past her, but everyone else probably could. So.
Yeah, we have the smart lights, kind of like your are the light bulbs that you have that recharge, are those also smart lights as well, or do they recharge?
I have a smart light, but those aren't smart lights. But you could technically, okay. I wonder if you could plug it into something that would make it smart. But no, they're dumb. They're dumb lights. But they are battery backup. So.
They're the dumbest lights ever.
Yeah,
they're adorable, but so dumb.
Yeah. I shouldn't speak ill will of the light bulb. So. That's bullying. That's bullying of the.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Community guidelines violation.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Why your TikTok didn't work.
TikTok is so like
it's just
hard.
you.
Yeah.
but yeah, Kaylin, I think making it look like you're on vacation. So we have a randomized setting or whatever where we can have the house turn on different lights. If you're bugging out, likely we aren't going to have power or internet, so like that might not work. But if it was another situation and we were maybe trying to bug out in advance of something happening, so we wanted to be like a decoy of like we were still there, but getting a head start on everyone,
yeah,
we might do something like that. Or we might just say, hey, we're leaving and we don't really care and just be gone. So
good question though.
But yeah, I love that. Let's see. To bug out means you're gone for a long time. Yeah. Gary, Tup and I would like to look into some of your land.
Yeah,
I feel like
let's form a little mag with Gary.
Yeah, exactly. 40 acres and 20 miles from town. Yep, I think that'll work. That'll work. If you could
that'll do just fine.
You know what? If you could just put your address in the chat, I'm sure no one will notice, and that would be really helppful for us. All right. Well, I think we have run not only off the rails.
Did Big Ross had a nice, is that a Home Alone reference? The mannequin and a model train set to move it around. That's a good idea. Macaulay Culkin there.
So I think I actually got the Home Alone Lego set to go up here as one of the options. So keep an eye out for the poll where we do that, but it has the mannequin with the train set going through it. So we'll have like a whole prepper house Lego edition sort of a thing, I think maybe.
Nice. My kids love that movie, and they always ask like, "Would that kill you? Would that kill you?" Like on all the various booby traps that he has. I'm like, yes, that would give you that mess.
Yeah, exactly. That would go very badly. That would be there would be legal consequences to those.
Yeah, you get sued for that. Yeah, you get sued.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up because we are off the rails. It's dinner time.
We went dark first, and then we went off the rails, and now we're okay. We got it all out. So
we never promised to be the most structured or professional podcast.
We never guaranteed that.
We were just the #1 podcast stream for preppers and non-preppers. That's what we promised to do. That's what we are. There are other prepper podcasts that may be #1, but there is not another prepper podcast for preppers and non-preppers.
These are prepper adjacent ones, though.
Yeah, exactly. We're the prepper adjacent podcast, #1 prepper adjacent podcast in the world. That's what we are. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back on next Wednesday. If you haven't already, on your way out, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate you being here. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you
hit that subscribe button. Yeah,
and hopefully next week I'll actually be facing you all as opposed to kind of off to the left a little bit, but we'll go from there. Anyway, thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.